Bomb cheer, day 7 at the Ancient Now, the Olympic Stadium for the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games athletics. Another sensational morning session. We are expecting precisely the same to come along over the next few hours. Not as warm today as it was yesterday. Currently 27 Celsius. We had hit highs of 33 earlier. It was 40 Celsius yesterday. Plenty of blue skies today, though.
It's a perfect night for athletics. This is session 14 of the track and field on day 7. 8 finals, 4 on the track, 4 in the field. The field events, the women's shot put F34 classification, the women's discus throw F52 classification, the men's long jump T47 classification, and the men's shot put F37. Plenty of great action on the track as well. The men's 800, a very interesting race indeed. And there's also the relay for the 4x100 T11 to 13 class. Brazil will be hoping to win a gold medal there. Plenty of activity already as well in the 400 for women.
We won't leave you in tenterhooks. It will be heats in the men's 800 T54, the fastest wheelchair races. Women's 400 meters T34, that means the return of Hannah Cockcroft, the 100 meters champion, up against Kare Denigan as well of Great Britain. Men's 800 meters T34, Wally Katila, the 4 times world champion for the last 2 World Games in Lyon and Doha. And also the women's 400 meters T47. That means Li Lu of China, the world champion Aruna Liebenberg of South Africa, Malawala Palaya of Sri Lanka, the Asia-Oceania champion. Here's the women's shot put final over F34. And it is a seated cerebral palsy final.
Yes, so a field of 8 here, and going in as the favourite is Zhu Lijuan from China. There's a PB of 8:45, but also won the Javelin earlier on in the championships, and the reigning world champion in Javelin and shot put in this F34 class, and also the reigning Asian champion. So Zhu Lijuan, she comes in with an impressive resume and will be hard to beat in this F34 category. With high hopes, Lucina Konobis from Poland, who can throw 8:33 on her day, the 38-year-old. Just outside the placings in the Javelin earlier on in the championships. In the shot put, she's the reigning bronze medalist at World Championship level. In fact, here she is on screen.
Yeah, she's won a number of silver medals in the Javelin at 2 World Championships, bronze in the World Championships in Doha in the shot. And she's from Wrocław. Lots of big events happening there soon. Good sporting city. Just getting a few practice throws out of the way. Konobis, who's age 38 now. 8:33 her lifetime best from this season. It's the second furthest that anyone of this field has thrown this year. Zhu Lijuan beating that with an 8:45. Now there is a world record mark set in this of 8 meters 60 in the F34. It's a good open field. Everybody in this has won major championship medals in their career. Jessica Hamill of New Zealand, 3 major championship silvers. Poland, Great Britain, Finland, Germany, Morocco, New Zealand, South Africa and China are all representing.
So the first attempt for Gina Konobis. So a seated throwing competition, and as a result, takes a little bit of time for the athletes to prepare. So it can take a little while, so we'll continue to update you on this women's shot put F34 final.
It takes a while for the athletes to get fully settled, and they have a series of 3 throws each.
So still waiting for the first attempt for Lucina, 38 years of age. And in this event, all the way back to Christchurch, New Zealand in 2011, finished 5th at the Worlds, but improved in Doha, so on an upward spiral.
So here we go, opening attempt for Canobis, and well, that's not very far away from the world record mark. It's around 8 meters, the first throw to set the opening standard.
We've talked a lot about athletes that have competed in multiple sports at Paralympic Games. Kadina Cox, of course, it's been the story of the day so far. Sitting volleyball has also been a sport for this lady. First attempt, 7 meters 81 to kick off the competition in the women's shot put.
There's a worthy try from the European champion, finished ahead of Russia's Elena Orlova in Grosseto, with Frances Herrmann of Germany claiming the bronze. Herrmann is here, and the 4th placer from Grosseto, Vanessa Derby, and the 5th placer, Marjana Heikkinen, are all here too. Will they be bringing their form from Italy with them also? Throw number 2 then for Canobis. Oh, that's a good one. That's further, certainly. Edging further towards the world record. Series of throws in a row. Rest watching on, and then they each have their tilt. And in the World Championships, no matter what the discipline, it was the case that all 6 throws were taken at once in Doha. It was the case in the Europeans as well.
8 meters.
Bang.
So real improvement, right on the money. 8 meters exactly. So starting to wind it up here. Canobis from Poland. We know she can throw upwards of 8.33, but would be hoping to pull something similar out of the bag if she's to threaten Zhu Lijuan, who will be the 8th athlete to go.
Through 8.37, Zhu did to win the world title. Canobis was a meter back with a 7.38, but she's already improved on that twice over with her first 2 throws. Well, she'll be satisfied with how that series of 3 throws went. Not sure if that was a little bit on from the 8 meters that she threw earlier. It's certainly around the same mark. Oh, 7.96 couldn't have been much closer. It's 3 throws in a row here. She'll come back a little later after the other 8 have had their tilt.
So it's 26 degrees trackside at the moment. Humidity quite high. Expecting thunderstorms in Rio over the next couple of days. But some needed relief after some hot weather over the last 3 days. Yesterday, which was day 6 of the championships, we had some blazing heat. Of course, some really appreciating it, some not liking it too much.
I don't see any moths yet, so that's good news. Here's Vanessa Derby. She currently lives in London, in Ontario. Finished 4th in the shot put at the European Championships. Good field in this, as usual.
And a debut for Great Britain only this year in the Grand Prix in Dubai. So it's all been a whirlwind for her this year. What an experience for her here in Rio. She works as a wheelchair racing coach back at home at Infield, and was named the 2015 Sports Performer with an Impairment of the Year in her home district. Meanwhile, the athletes in the women's 400 T34 final just coming onto the track. So our first track event is around about 3.5 minutes away, at least scheduled to be the case.
It's the vagaries of this particular competition, because it's a seated cerebral palsy throwing event. Takes a while to bring the athletes in, pop them up in the throwing chair, get them properly strapped in. The buttocks have to be in contact with the chair at all times, and there's a judge to look after that too. Delbury is 39 years old now. At throwing competitions, there's a great spread of ages at the Paralympic Games. She's got a few practice throws out of the way first. 7:46, her lifetime best set this year. You'll have seen a few of the racing wheelchairs wheeling about. We'll be heading to that soon.
Delbury. Couple of warm-up throws, big deep breath.
Well, you won't have seen it in your picture, but she's got that one out. That practice throw, heading towards that world record line, so she maintains that form. Good chance of being a contender in the shake-up for the medals. A couple of other field events, normally they've got 4 going at any one time, but you can only have 1 event on the track. We start off with a final of the women's 400 meters, T34. The world record held by the reigning world champion, who goes in this, Hannah Cockcroft. 3 times a Paralympic champion. Melissa Nichols doesn't start. She's taken ill, but she's hoping to recover in time for the 800 meters. So in lane 8, 7th in the 100 meters final here. Silver in the 1 and the 2 in the World Championships in Christchurch in 2011. That's Haruka Kitara of Japan. Lane 7 for the Netherlands. Bronze in the 200 meters in London 2012. Best result in the history of Desiree Vranken of the Netherlands. 5th in the 100 meters here in Rio, silver in the 2, bronze in the 1 in Lyon 2013, and bronze in the 100 in London 2012. Rosemary Little of Australia. Silver in the 100 meters here, bronze in the 4 and the 8 of the World Championships in Doha, so a big contender here. Kare Ataniga. Lane 4 for Belgium, 8th in the 100 meters here, but bronze in the 100 and the 400 in the Europeans in Grosseto, Joyce Lefebvre of Belgium. But here is the 7 times world champion and the London 2012 champion over 100 and 200. She's won the 100 here, Hannah Cockcroft of Great Britain. Melissa Nichols doesn't start in lane 2. Bronze in the 100 here for Alexa Halko of the United States. Silver in the 1 and the 4 in the World Championships in Doha. Little from Sydney, coached by Louise Sauvage, for Hannah Cockcroft. yet again the one to beat in this final. Alco, Nichols, Cockcroft, Lefebvre, Adenegan, Little, Franken and Katara in the women's 400 metres. T34 final. Cockcroft away very well, and she's already caught up with a Belgian on her outside, Joyce Lefebvre, and she's absolutely flying. And Carrie Adenegan is also going well for Great Britain in 5. Cockcroft and Adenegan, the two international colleagues, gold and silver in the 100 metres. Franken's also steaming up in lane 7, Little in 6. Those are the 4 contenders at the moment. Remember, Adenegan's the only one to have beaten Hannah Cockcroft in the last 8 years. It happened at the London Grand Prix last year. They're turning for home. Cockcroft just with a slight advantage over Adenegan again. Little has done well to move up into 3rd place, but heading for home, Hannah Cockcroft is on her way to another Paralympic title. It's going to be a double in Rio, 2 out of 2 for Hurricane Hannah, and it's a new world record, 58.78. Halko's moved up for the silver, Adenegan the bronze, but Hannah Cockcroft in gold medal form again, and a new world record to match. And from the moment she hit the final bend, there really was no fear of it. Delighted with the time and with the victory. It's what she's been planning for 4 years to do. Skip the European Championships in Grosseto. This was the target all the time. The triple world champion from Doha last year. And she just can't stop winning major titles. That's now the 13th of her career. I don't think she's ever won a silver. It's golds all the way for Hannah Cockcroft. And this is another to add to the collection. 58.78, smooth and fast, and she's the champion again.
Well, for a fleeting moment, it looked as though her countrywoman, the youngster, the 15-year-old Adenegan, was going to give her a race, but that was short-lived, and it was just class. Really, the 100 and the 200 are specialty trips, but that has been a dominant display over the 400 as well. Born in Halifax, West Yorkshire, from Leeds City Athletics Club, and they'll be cheering back home. Multiple World Championships and Paralympic Games championship results next to her name. What a career it's been. Doing the double in London and more success here in Rio.
Well, that great track strikes again. Lefebvre has been disqualified. The 6 finishers have all got lifetime bests. 4 continental records set. The world record for Cockcroft. Halko with the silver medal for the United States. North American record. Adenegan with the 3rd place, her lifetime best. Little in 4th for Australia. And Katara in 6th for Japan with continental records as well. And you can't say much better than that. Well, she knew at this stage she had it won, but she wasn't satisfied with just the gold. She wanted the world record as well. She's set that a year ago in Switzerland. That was 59.42. Going all the way set, and a little look across. She knew she had the gold, the world record as well. She can smile now. All that hard work has been done. Can't keep a good woman down. Hannah Cockcroft is the Paralympic champion again. World record, 58.78. Halko, the silver, and Adenegan, the bronze. Little in 4th, Franken 5th, Katara 6th.
Even though she breaks her own world record there, it was about time the Paralympic record was knocked over, because it was quite a slow time in comparison. 1:13.81 that was set all the way back in Sydney by Rebecca Feldman. As we move on to the men's shot put, the F37 division here, you can see 17.52 is the standard. And this is the start list. We have a field in the men's shot put on your screen there. That is the field, 6 of them. And Lithuania with a chance here with Mindaugas Bilies. Also Jiadong from China will be hard to beat. Bronze medalist in the discus and also the reigning shot put champion in this classification after winning in London. He also won in Beijing in the shot put, and you can also add the javelin to that. So 3 Paralympic gold medals as Jia Dong, and will be hard to topple here again as we go through the field. Here is one of his dangers, Mindaugas Bilius from Lithuania. Bilius, 34 years of age, runner-up in the discus here in Rio, finished 6th in the shot put. Would be hoping to improve there. Brazil with a local chance in Joe Victor Teixeira de Souza Silva, 22 years of age. 13.50 is his personal best, and he has thrown that this year. 7th in the discus. He's the Parapan champion in this discipline from Toronto last year. And Norbakov from Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan not having a bad time in the field at the moment. Rio, winner of the discus here, the gold medal already in the bag after finishing 4th in London, and is the reigning world champion in the discus also, but competing here in the shot put. So that's the field, that event about to get underway.
Well, Jia Dong by far the man for the rest to catch. All those Paralympic World Championship titles. 3 times the Paralympic champion, 3 times the world champion, and he's on the double the reigning javelin and shot put Asian champion too.
Now it's time for the men's 800 metres T34. Looking forward to this final, a field of 8. Tactics will be of vital importance in this. We have Reid McCracken drawn the inside from Australia, the 19-year-old, who has already been a silver medalist here in the 100 metres in Rio behind Walid Katila, who is also in this race, the world record holder in the 800. Austin Smink from position number 8. Finished 8th in this discipline in Lyon 3 years ago, still maturing here. Qualified for London, didn't go though. Walid Katila from Tunisia, well, what a star he is. Gold in the 100 here, 100 and 200 champion in London, current world champion in the 100, 200, 400 and 800. Isaac Towers from Great Britain in 6, personal best of 1:44.67, only 17 years of age. Here's the real danger to the favourite, Mohammed El Hamadi. Runner-up in the 200 in London, 4th in the 100 here, and the silver medalist at the World Championships behind Katila in the 800. Looked pretty good in his heat as well. Austin Pruitt from the USA, the 22-year-old, 1:43.93, his personal best. Will have to go that and more to challenge for a medal. Henry Manny, bronze medalist in the 100 metres here. This is Bojan Mitic from Switzerland, 1:46.81 his qualifying time. Can go slightly better than that for a lifetime best. And Reid McCracken, 19 years of age, coached by Andrew Dawes, made his debut for Australia when 14 years of age, like 5 years ago, and placed in this event at the World Championships in 2013. So El Hamadi there will be hard to beat for the United Arab Emirates. They've won 1 gold medal in Rio so far in the Paralympics in the men's 88-kilogram powerlifting. Set. So the men's 800 metres T34 final. McCracken's off to a really good start on the inside, already getting into that stagger. Manny in 3 began quickly. El Hamadi out fast as well. Katila towards the outside is looking for a forward position. Now they'll go past the discus cage here and they will cross over, where it's El Hamadi crossing over into the lead, with also Katila on the outside. Then McCracken behind them in the early stages. So the favourites, you would suggest, are 1, 2 and 3 as they come off the back straight with approximately 600 metres to go. And then we have in next position Pruitt behind them. So into the home straight they come. A little bit of a manoeuvre now from Pruitt one off the inside line. Leading the way in the 800 is Katila. He's the world record holder. 1:40.21 is the time he needs to beat. El Hamadi is on his back, then McCracken behind them as they head towards the back section with 300 metres to go. And the others look like they are struggling, trying to chase at this stage. So as they come off the back with 250 metres to go, a couple coming quite detached at the back of the field, including Smeek from Canada. So this is going to be a mighty finish now. El Hamadi trying to chase down Katila, with also McCracken behind them. They come into the straight with 100 metres to go. It's a real battle. It is Katila, and on the outside, El Mahdi and Katila. It's a mighty finish. It's going to be the UAE with a Paralympic record of 1:40.25. Mohammed El Hamadi has won it in a terrific race from Katila, and then behind them was McCracken. The time, a Paralympic record of 1:40.24. Mohammed El Hamadi, successful again. Well, placed in the 800 metres in the World Championships in finishing second behind Katila, but he gets his revenge tonight in a terrific race. Mohammed El Hamadi is the winner of the men's 800 metres. We had Katila in second place. Season's best of 1:40.31, but it wasn't enough. Reed McCracken, he was the chaser all of the way. 1:41.25 Australasian record behind them, who was the bronze medalist in the 100 metres. He's finished in fourth place. And then it was Towers, Pruitt, Middick. But in the straight with 50 metres to go, Katila, who had to spend a bit of gas in the heat over McCracken, but then El Hamadi, who was so dominant in his heat, and they've gone stride for stride in a great finish.
El Hamadi was the real danger going into this for Wally Katila, the 4 times world champion from the last 2 world championships. Such a narrow margin in the end, 700. But El Hamadi, he just stuck to Katila all the way. And then in this closing straight, gaining all the time, you can see he had the momentum. Tar thread by tar thread, he was pushing up. And then the lead with 20 to go, over the Agitos, over the line. And El Hamadi gets the gold for the United Arab Emirates. He was the world champion over 2 and 4 in 2011. Katila then coming on the scene. Asian Games champion over 1 and 2. But this, the most significant victory of his career. It's his first Paralympic Games gold. Remember, he was out of the medals in the 100 metres, El Hamadi. But what a brilliant finish that was. And the United Arab Emirates get the gold. It's past midnight there now, I know that. I hope a lot of people have stayed up to watch. It's one of the regular destinations on the para sports calendar, and they have the Paralympic champion and the Paralympic record. Smink disqualified, he was last anyway. Al Hamadi wins at United Arab Emirates, 1:40.24. Katila, the silver, and McCracken, the bronze.
Yes, so 2 gold medals to the United Arab Emirates here at the Paralympic Games, the other being in powerlifting. So terrific news for that country. And let's hope many have sat up late in the evening to view that terrific race. And very shortly, we will have a victory ceremony. And this is for the men's shot put F53 classification. This conducted earlier. And it was, in the end, a very interesting competition. The gold medal going to Greece. Fernandez from Greece, the 45-year-old, who was able to just throw a little bit further than Scott Severn from the USA. It was Fernandez's first attempt at 8:44. Severn had one more attempt and got oh so close at 8:41. So it went down basically to the final throw. Mr. Sidney Levy, CEO of Rio 2016, is officiating here at the ceremony. and assisted by Colonel Pedro Gagliardi. Iran having a good day in the field here, the 56-year-old. There's Adola Razimi. Only event that he's competing in here. He was a discus thrower earlier in his career and was just outside the medals in Athens 12 years ago, but gets some silverware here in Rio. A throw of 8.14 was some 27 centimeters further than anyone else in the competition from below the medals to gain the bronze. The United States, Scott Severn, oh so close to the gold. "48 years of age. He finished bronze medalist in this event 4 years ago. This is his second Paralympic medal. And the world champion in the shot put F53 category, Javelin Fernandez, has capitalized with a gold medal at the Paralympic Games after taking home a silver medal in Beijing 8 years ago. It's been a long wait for Paralympic success, but he's done it. It's an event close to the hearts of many in Greece, the field events in track and field, and a gold medal. They'll be cheering in Greece. Javelin Fernandez to sing the national anthem. Gold Greece, silver USA, bronze Iran. Incidentally, they finished fourth.
Yeah, he moved to Greece around 15 years ago, had been in Zimbabwe prior to that, and the heritage obviously extends even further. But Greece with the Paralympic Games and Javelin Fernandez at the top of the podium. Action is continuing right around the field at the engine out. Men's shot put, F37, and we're watching Javelin, by far the man to beat in this men's shot put F37, standing cerebral palsy, Asian Games, World and Paralympics champion. And that's a tidy start for him. Immediately in medal contention. There's 6 in this, so the competition will wrap up quite quickly. Javelin, who won bronze in the discus here, Norbakov of Uzbekistan with the gold, and Javelin with the lead, 15 meters 70. Standard set straight away. This is Mindaugas Bilius of Lithuania. Real class act. Silver in the discus, that's a beauty. Parasport growing all the time in the Baltics. Bilius doing his share. That might be good enough for the lead. It's a round where Javelin had found. He's based in Kaunas. He's won the last 2 European titles, and the lead is his. 15 meters, 86. Norbakov, the discus champion. He's won the last 3 major titles in the other discipline. Uzbekistan having a tremendous games, and that'll help quite a lot. It's around 15 meters, it'll push him up into the medals. Third place, 15 meters 01. Couldn't have done much better than that. Mikola Zhabniak. Twice a World Championship bronze medalist in the shot for Ukraine. He's from Luhansk. His best results coming in the discus, though. That was the World Championships 2013, where he's launched that out a good way. It's beyond 13 meters. Will drop around 14. But he'll stay in 4th place. 13 meters 98. Very consistent set of marks. Competition absolutely flying. Javelin with his 3rd attempt now, lying in 2nd place. 15 meters 70. He's 16 centimeters behind our leader from Lithuania, the 2-in-a-row European champion Bilius. And that's solid. That is very solid by Javelin. Defending his title here. Aiming for 3 Paralympic shot put goals in a row. Did the double in 08, the shot in the javelin. He has the lead, 15.97, and it's all smiles for Javelin. Norbakov of Uzbekistan. They've won 5 medals so far, 2 of them gold. Him in the discus and Alexander Svechnikov in the javelin today. Despite the fact his best results have tended to come in other throwing competitions, he's finding himself in a prime spot here. He finished 4th in the discus and 11th in the shot at London 2012. He certainly is going to improve a lot in this combination. He's got it out a good way. It's beyond 15 meters, and it's going to be an improvement on the 15.01 from the previous round. (15 meters 17), and he's in 3rd place.
So at this stage, after 3 attempts, the leader is Javelin, the 32-year-old, 15.97 ahead of Bilius and Norbakov. Good, keen final, that one. With, at this stage, 11 centimetres in it. And now the crowd preparing themselves for heats of the men's 400 metres T44 category. Perfect conditions here. 27 degrees trackside, just a light breeze. And in fact, quite still really, has cooled off considerably. And we're preparing ourselves now for heat 1 of this men's 400.
Top 3 to go through from each heat. World and Paralympic records still held by Oscar Pistorius. That world record actually set at the IAAF World Championships in Daegu in 2011. The European and Asian Games champions both go in this. And the 200 meters silver medalist from Rio also. Johannes Flores, however, has been floored. The European champion does not start. Lane 5, the Asian Games champion from 2014. It's Kwa Win. United States in lane 4. Hunter Woodhall, who won silver in the 200 meters here. Anchor leg for the United States in the 4x1 world record time, but they were disqualified. First 3 to go through. So Rogers of the United States in 2, Woodall of the USA in 4, Kwawin of Myanmar in 5, Di Marino Italy in 6, and Hetterici of Sri Lanka in lane 7. Ajit Prasanna Kumar Hetterici. First 3 to qualify for the final. So away they go, and Woodall away very, very well. Kwawin right alongside, but will he win tonight? Di Marino for Italy, who went down the semi-finals of the 200 meters, and here goes Woodall. He's taking absolutely nothing for granted here. Here's away. His American colleague Nick Rogers also going well in 2. They're looking to set the stall out very well. Woodall, disappointment in the end in that relay, losing the world record and the gold medal due to the disqualification in the changeover, but silver in the 200 meters. It set him up very well for this. Rogers behind him in second place, and the rest are about 50 meters behind. This is an amazing run by Woodall. He can push it if he wants to, but he doesn't. Woodall takes it, Rogers second. 48.83 the winning time. Big race for third, and Di Marino well taken for Italy. Ahead of Kwawin and Hetterici of Myanmar and Sri Lanka respectively. And Woodall just went away and stayed away. He was half a second clear of Rogers in second place and a full 7 seconds away from Di Marino in third. And there were a lot of personal bests behind him. And Woodall, 47.63 he's run this year. It's his lifetime best right away from the start. And for probably 3/4 of that, it was full tilt. He allowed his colleague Rogers come up behind him a little, and then closing straight, a Wednesday evening job.
Well, he had a little peek behind him, as you saw at the 100 meters, so he was in complete control from that point on. But what about the acceleration down the back straight? That was superb. He really did have quite an ordinary day on day 6 when the relay was taken off him, and then finishing second later on in an event he would have liked to have won. So to come out there in heat number 1 of the 400 meters, he has done it well, and he's a man on a mission. Now Bilius is a man on a mission, competing in the shot put competition here. This is the F37 class. He was in front before this attempt, and it's getting out there. Zhao Dong has really thrown down the gauntlet to him. He's in front, the man from Lithuania, 16 meters 23. 16 meters 23. He's in front from Zhao Dong from China, and they've all had 4 throws now. But what can Zhao Dong do here? This moments ago, 15.97 was his best to date. Can he get up there with Bilius? No, he's not. Confirmed at 16 meters. And incidentally, at the moment, ranked in third is Kudnidin Norbakov from Uzbekistan. At this stage, Zhao Dong just a little bit frustrated, shaking the head. He knows what to do to improve. He's in silver medal contention. with still 2 rounds to go.
Yes, the big action is continuing right across the board here at the Ancient Hour as we join Saida Amoudi in her shot put final. Women's shot put F34. Best result for her was in the World Championships in Doha last year when she came 4th in this. Remember, it's 3 throws at once. Konobis of Poland's our leader with 8 meters dead. Jessica Hamel to come. But Amoudi moving up into second, 7:28. It's a very impressive throw. She's the African record holder with 7:43 in this discipline. Real squeal, but disappointment with the second attempt for the Moroccan. 7:43, that's lifetime best of his. Konova's watching on at the moment. She does have the advantage of being able to come back later and have 3 more throws if somebody overtakes. Advice from the Moroccan coaches behind for Amoudi. Lying in second place. Around 70 centimeters behind. That's an improvement, certainly. It's well beyond 7 meters, up towards that 860 world record line. Well, that's heading up towards 8 meters. And 7:46 is a new African record for Saida Amoudi of Morocco.
Now back to the men's shot put action, where it was Bilius over Zhao Dong. They're moving through the 5th round, and Norbakov is about to throw. We'll keep you updated there. He, of course, is in bronze medal contention from Uzbekistan. We're about to move back to the track. Before we do that, we're going to follow the bouncing ball, and here is our man from Lithuania, Mindaugas Bilius, 34 years of age. He is the leader after a throw of 16:23. Sets himself in the circle. And that is right out there. That is a good effort. Has he surpassed 16:23? He's surging away from the opposition at the moment. That is a powerful throw. Now he's happy with his efforts. Look at that, surpassed it. It's thrashed it. 16 meters 80. And that has really thrown it down to Zhao Dong, who has to find 0.8 of a meter if he can. His best at the moment is 16 meters. He hasn't been overly happy with his technique. Focuses again, 5th round of throwing in this men's shot put F37 final. Throws everything into it. It's not going to be enough. So a comprehensive leader with 1 round to go. Mindaugas Bilius from Lithuania. This man will remain in the silver medal place, but I suggest it'll be still at that 16-meter mark. Well, he's just crept over it. He's just crept over it, and a wry smile. 16 meters 6, as we now just zero in on a young star, Hunter Woodhull, completing the first heat in a time of 48.82 with Rogers from the USA, and also Rachi from Sri Lanka in 3rd.
Yes, interesting development there. Di Moreira finished 3rd, but he's been disqualified. So the Sri Lankan has moved up.
Heat 2. Good field. Liam Malone, already a gold medalist here. Gold medalist in the 200 meters competing. Also a silver medalist in the 100-meter final. This is David Berra, who was waiting patiently and then had to leap up. Gold in the 4x100 relay here, 3rd in the 200. Here's Liam Malone. already a gold medalist here. Would love to do the double, a PB of 48.28. And that is the second fastest PB of the race. Digby from the USA, who finished 5th in the 200 final here in lane number 6, has that on it. This race also was meant to have Alan Oliveira from Brazil, a man who dethroned Pistorius in London, but he's not starting. We have a vacant lane, lane number 3. Ziaitis from Greece in 4, Casas from Peru in 5, Digby USA in 6, and Berra from Germany in 7. So ready to go. Heat number 2, Woodhull won the first heat in 48.82, and Malone off to a pretty steady start. Quick start from Digby in lane number 6, already moving up towards Berra as they head down the back. They're a long gap in front at the moment. Then next in the field is Casas, and also Ziaitis is picking up some ground, passing Casas at the moment. On the inside is Malone, so they run off the back. Berra still has a little margin, but Digby's right there. Now Malone still has a little bit of work to do as they come around the home turn. It is Berra in front. From in second place, we've got Digby. And then along the inside, Malone. He looks to his left, Berra. He's going to take it comfortably. Now, remember, the first heat was 48.82. This will be quicker. 47.75 to David Berra, the 30-year-old. Only turned 30 yesterday, Tuesday. And look at that, he stares down the big screen as Casas comes in from Peru in last place. It was Berra first in 47.74, and it was Malone in second place, automatically qualifying 48.34, and Digby, who set a cracking tempo early, 48.9. They will automatically qualify there in the second heat.
Yeah, Berra knew his bearings quite well. Little glance across to see where Malone was. And Malone comfortable in second place. Digby in third. Berra with the new European record as well, 47.74.
And Ziaitis from Greece has set a world mark for the T44 classification as well, 49.81. So both winners of those heats looking comfortable. It'll be a clash, Woodhull and Berra. Set the record on your television for that.
Yeah, no Alan Oliveira, remember, he didn't start in that as we return to the shot put and the climax. It is Norbakov here, lying in third place, 15 meters 17 in the third round. Needs an improvement of a meter realistically to go up into silver, and that is going to be red flagged, so Norbakov will get the bronze medal. It's another medal for Uzbekistan. That's their 6th of the competition. He's already set a lifetime best, 60 centimeters beyond that 14.57 he had previously. He can be very, very satisfied with his evening's work as he finishes in third place. Bilius is our leader. He is the second last to throw. That's 16 meters 80 in round 5. 16.23 in round 4 put him in front. That's a European record, and that's still impressive from Bilius. It'll be shy of 17 meters, but likewise the European champion looks set to be on the brink of something very, very big indeed. That European record, 16 meters 80. It can still be beaten by the reigning world and Paralympic champion. Jadong, the world record holder from London 2012, also the Asian Games champion for good measure. 16.06 his best. We know he can throw a lot further than that. Another 80 centimeters would do it for this big man from Tianjin. But that probably won't. It's just over the 15-meter line, and he has stepped through. He's fouled it. And Bilius takes the gold for Lithuania. Javelin, it's silver. He's been dethroned. 16:06, his best mark of the night. And Norbakov can celebrate an excellent bronze medal. Bilius, double European champion, is now Paralympic champion too. 16:80. Good throwing, consistent right across the board. 16:53 was his last attempt. The final 3 throws, each would have been good enough for the gold. Lithuanian flag is there somewhere. The Uzbek one certainly is. Norbakov celebrating, and Bilius with a lot to cheer to. And there it is, the yellow, green and red of Lietuva. The biggest prize in his sport is now his for the first time. Bilius, the 34-year-old, 16:07 had been his lifetime best going into this, and that actually, had he matched it, also would have been good enough to win. But Bilius takes it for Lithuania, 16 meters 80, a new European record. Javelin, the silver for China, he's dethroned, and Norbakov, the bronze for Uzbekistan.
Now the women's shot put competition, and this is on the other side of the arena. And this is the F34 final, seated throwing. And from New Zealand, Jessica Hamill, 26 years of age. Her lifetime best is 7 meters 84. Is certainly heading in the right direction. Won't be 7.84, I don't fancy, but it's a good start to the competition. And she's pretty happy with herself at the moment. So the athletes get 3 throws in a row, and 7.54. 7.54, and that, to my reckoning, puts her just about in the lead, just chasing Kanobish from Poland. So second place for Hamill, and needs to throw another 46 centimeters or so to get near the Polish athlete. So Jessica Hamill. Next one. You'll find that was a red flag. Yes, it was. So a foul there for Hamill, a no throw. Just seeking clarification from the officials. And now she's nice and fired up for her 3rd throw, her last of 3 in this section of the competition. Can she match or better 7.54? And to the naked eye, I don't think so. A shake of the head as well. The body language it suggests that it's not going to be 7.54, and it isn't 7.38. She knows. So 7.38, still in second position. She has to fend off Seda Amoudi, though, from Mauritius, who has thrown so far 7.46. So Jessica Hamill in silver medal position.
Yeah, she's based in Dunedin, originally out of Invercargill. Paralympics New Zealand with a great brace there.
Disqualification in the second heat of the men's 400. Disqualification, Jose Luis Casas of Peru. So a DQ for him and a DNS for Oliveira, and Sietas a world record in his classification. We'll also go through, Berra looked impressive. It'll be Berra and Woodhall in a thrilling final on day 8 of competition here at the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games.
Just a pity Alan Oliveira hasn't been in full fettle for these Paralympic Games. Did get At least a relay medal with Brazil. The final of the men's long jump, T47, coming up also here.
We've got a big field. There's 16 listed here in the men's long jump. And this is how they shape up. This is the T47 classification. And as we glance down the list, USA with 3 athletes in this. China as well with multiple starters. They have 3, including Liu Huliang. Here is Wang Hao from China. First attempt, T46 classification. Finished just outside the medals, 4th in the 100 metres, incidentally. And is the reigning bronze medalist World Championship level in the 100. And he's pretty happy with his first dive into the sands. And that's getting out there a little bit. It certainly looks like it's going to beat his personal best. He's been on the improve in the long jump pit. That 6.93 he jumped this season. He's got the thumbs up. This might be a really good start for Wang. As we wait, he's pretty excited. He wants the answer. .708. It's 7:08. And we've had 2 already leap. And that's the best so far out of those. 7:08 for Wang. And now to some track action.
The final of the women's 400 meters, T47. The world champion Aruna Liebenberg goes in this. The Asia Oceania champion Lalwala Palala Gurawanas of Sri Lanka also, but no Unides Castillo, injured in the 100 meters final and not in this. Amanda Serna of Chile, a Pan Am champion over 100 meters and 200 as well. Lane 7, here is the Asia Oceania champion from Sri Lanka, and it's Amara Indumat Lalwala Palaya Guranans. Gold in the 2 and the 4, silver in the long jump in Dubai. Li Lu of China, her first major championship. It's been a very good CV so far in these games. Aruna Liebenberg is in lane 4 for South Africa, the reigning world champion from Doha. Teresina de Jesus Correa Santos does not start in 5. His Sai Tuji of Japan in lane 3, 6th in the 100 meters final in Doha, and 7th here in Rio. From Lima, first major championship for Yenny Vargas, who was one of the fastest losers for Peru here. And in lane 1 for the United States, based in Palo Alto in California, 4th in the 100 and the 200 and the Pan Am Games in Toronto, it's Amy Watt. Quite a number of DNSs here. Remember, they are quite strict in the call room these days. We can only try and extrapolate why, but Alan Oliveira also a DNS in the previous race. So it's Watt in 1, Vargas in 2, Suchi in 3, world champion Liebenberg 4, Li Lu 6, Lalwala in 7, and Serna in 8. The final of the women's 400 meters, T47. So away they go, good focus on Liebenberg in lane 4, who's away very well, and Li Lu for China has absolutely flown out of the blocks in lane 6. The 21-year-old competing in a major champion for the first time. She wasn't even the last Asian Games. She's overtaken the Asia Oceania champion, Lalwala Palaya Caranes, on her outside, and also Amanda Serna of Chile. But has she gone too early? Because Liebenberg is beginning to put the foot down now for South Africa, the world champion from Doha last year. Silver in the 400 meters, behind the bullet Eunice Castillo at London 2012. It's Liebenberg out in front as we reach the closing straight. Li Lu trying to fight back in second, and she is coming with every stride again, Li Lu. Liebenberg holding on, but Li Lu has overtaken her on the line, and Li Lu's going to win for China. Li Lu is the champion. Liebenberg takes the silver. Tsuji is up. The bronze for Japan. Sana is fourth for Chile. But it's that great wave of new Chinese talent that strikes again. An Asian record for Li Lu. She gets the gold, 58.09. Liebenberg looked in control. Li Lu looked to have gone too early, then Liebenberg responded. Li Lu still had something left, and she takes the gold. And just like a lot of these new faces for China, she is a champion. Liebenberg, a bit of delight, perhaps, with that silver medal. Tsuji gets the bronze. Liebenberg with another silver in this 400 meters, and it's the best result in the career of Tsuji with the bronze.
Oh, I thought the 23-year-old from South Africa had it. Liebenberg round the turn, but you're quite right, haven't we unearthed some in particular on this 7th day of the Rio Paralympic Games from China. Li Lu, they upset Isis Holt earlier in the 100 meters. And again, just coming with a brilliant burst down the straight. And even halfway up the straight, I thought Liebenberg might sense her opponent coming and kick, but she wasn't able to find any more. She runs a consistent pace the entire way, Liebenberg, but there's no real ping at the end here of the 400. But Li Lu exploding away and was getting quicker as the race went on. But an exciting race. Tsuji doing a really good job. Even though she was losing her form late, she was getting tired from Japan, the bronze medalists. But still has the 200 to go, Li Lu.
A huge amount of new Chinese talent emerging here in Rio. And Li Lu knew with about 5 meters to go that the title was going to be hers. It's another new name, another new champion. Liebenberg in the lead here. She was beginning to tie up. Li Lu was 10 meters back at that stage, but coming with every stride on the inside. And then that moment, with something like 30 meters to go, Liebenberg aware that Li Lu was there, and the South African couldn't respond. It's gold for China again in the Ancient now. And for China, that is their 16th gold medal, their 39th medal in total. Li Lu, 21 years old, and she is the new Paralympic champion for China. Silver for Liebenberg for South Africa, and Tsai Tsuji gets the bronze for Japan. Sana fourth for Chile. And the women's 400 meters T34 victory ceremony is forthcoming. On a day, a week where many new champions have been crowned. I daren't call her one of the old reliables, but a returning champion will be back on top of the podium again. Hannah Cockcroft with a new world record, and the only athlete in the field to break a minute here. Eduardo and Tarek Sui, the presentation party. Cara Denigan, silver in the 100 meters behind Hannah Cockcroft. 2 bronzes in the World Championships last year, and that big win over Cockcroft in London, the summer of 2015. And now here she is at the Paralympic Games, receiving her 2nd medal, 15 years old. She was the youngest in the Great British team in Doha, and she has a bronze medal and a bronze top. Great result for the Coventry athlete. Alexa Halko with a new North American record, 1 minute .79. Based in Virginia. A bronze in the 100 meters behind the British pair that she's sharing the podium with. 2 silvers at the World Championships, and now a Paralympic silver too. The greatest result of her career. You can't keep a good champion down, and Hannah Cockcroft absolutely dominated that race from start to finish. A new world record, 58.78, to improve on the mark set in Arbonne in Switzerland 15 months ago. That was 59.42. Nobody else in the final field with a lifetime best even under a minute. She's that good, she's that way out in front. And it was her against the clock, and she won. Paralympic champion for the 4th time. Hannah Cockcroft singing with as much gusto as she did winning. Kara Edenigan as well. Good work by Alexa Halko for the United States to break up the Brits this time. Cockcroft the gold, Edenigan the bronze. Those two could be sharing a podium for a long time to come. Halko's job to make sure they don't have it all their own way, but Hurricane Hannah's done it again. 2/3 of the job done for the triple world champion from Doha.
So plenty of field action at the moment. Another victory ceremony to follow. Preparations underway for the victory ceremony for the men's 800 metres T34. Some interesting hairdos in the crowd. A lot of effort made by that gentleman that we just saw. Great to see the Japanese support here as well. They've had plenty to cheer about. And now this is the men's 800 metres T34 victory ceremony. And this was a victory for the UAE. Paralympic record time for Mohammed El Hamadi. 31 years of age. Finishing 4th in the 100. Gold medalist here in the 800. And that adds to his tally of 3 Paralympic medals after a silver and a bronze in London. To Ed Warner officiating again, Mohammed El Hamadi, and also Khalid Katila, both winning their heats. And this man gave a really good account of himself in the heat or semi-final, if you like, and chased the leading duo all of the way in the final. The 19-year-old from Australia, Reid McCracken, a silver medalist in the 100 and now a bronze medalist in the 800 meters. And already at a young age of 19, he has 4 Paralympic medals next to his name. The man from Bundaberg in Queensland. The world champion in 4 disciplines, the 100, the 200, the 400 and the 800. But he's found a fly in the ointment here at the Paralympic Games in Mohamed El Hamadi. And aren't they going to have some battles in the forthcoming years? It was a great battle tonight. All the way up the straight. He's a real champion, our silver medalist from Tunisia, Walid Khatila. Mohamed El Hamadi from the United Arab Emirates made a real statement in the semi-final with a quick time and a big winning margin. Had to fend off the world champion, and fend him off he did. So contesting 2 events here in Rio, gold medal in one of them. The sweet taste of success of the gold medal. That's now 3 Paralympic medals. This is the one that means the most. Now it is the national anthem of the United Arab Emirates. The victory ceremony following the men's 800 metres T34 final. It was gold to UAE, silver to Tunisia and bronze to Australia. Some noise around the stadium as we move back to the long jump. Big field engaged here. And that's not a bad attempt. That was Toby Fahahimi from the USA, and that is not a bad attempt by the 21-year-old. Let's see what this registers. Already we've seen some excellent leaps, 683, and that provisionally places him in 3rd place at the moment, but we've seen the Paralympic record already go. Liu from China, the 25-year-old. Now his season's best is 685. Takes the big deep breath. And what the definition of focus, there it is right now. Powering down the runway. And that looks around the 7-meter mark.
Well, by a long way, he's the man to beat. He holds all the titles at the moment. He's won the last 2 World Championships. He's the reigning Paralympic champion, Asian Games champion as well. He's not used to being anywhere other than the top step of the podium.
So it's China with 3 in the field. The US have 3 as well, and they're up there fighting for medals at the early stages of the competition through the first round. 7:06, so that is a season's best, not quite a PB. He can go 13 centimeters more. Roderick Townsend Roberts from the USA, 24 years of age, 5th in the men's 100 meters here. He is the high jump world champion, runner-up in this event in Doha. Oh, it's pretty good. That is right out there. And the 24-year-old from the US. So China and the US fighting this out as we thought they would. Plenty of power in that leap. 7:25 it is. 7:25 Paralympic record for the T46 classification. 7:25, and already a big start to his campaign.
Assumi of France, the man dethroned Bailu in London. Twice the world champion, previously Paralympic champion in 2008 in Beijing, and he's got out a good distance there, heading towards 7 meters. Based in Paris these days, a 7-meter leap needed in order to break into the medals now, with what we've seen from Townsend Roberts, that Paralympic record of 7:25. Good lift and distance, but isn't satisfactory for the Frenchman. There's quite a number of consultations going on with the coach. 671 is disimproved, and he stays in 4th place, 3 centimeters off the medals. Wang Hao now of China. Wang, who finished 4th in the 100 meters final. The reigning Asian Games champion over 100, 200 and 400. Bronzes in the 1 and the 2 in Doha. Great on the track, which always helps in this as well, obviously. From Panjik. Wang on the way, and that's a beauty. 7:08 in the first round. He looks as if he might have improved on that. But how close to that 7:25 of Townsend Roberts will he have produced? Surely some advancement. Try and work out the sign language, maybe a bit more lift needed. 7 meters 13, he improves by 5 centimeters, but Wang Hao stays in 2nd place.
Next up, the women's 4x100 meters, T11 to 13, and don't let that graphic fool you. This is a final. We see China, Spain, Brazil and Colombia doing battle here. And Brazil with Terezinha Wilhelmina, their anchor leg, disqualified in her 2 races to date here in Rio. But they've come out in force again to see her. This is the Colombian team. Gonzalez will kick things off, and they'll come home with Restrepo Munoz, guided by Juan Cortez. Wait for the roar. A couple of long jumpers in their team here. De Silva, the first leg, and also their 3rd leg. Of Guilhermina to bring them home. There's the Spanish team. Biel Quintana, Osa Zayuca, along with Burgess Gomez and Sanchez Palenka, 2 of their 4 athletes with guides. And here is the Chinese team, which is so hard to beat, as we know. Zhu, Shen, Li, along with Zhu. So, the final of the women's 4x100 relay. The crowd asked to hush. Stand by. Absolute silence in the stadium at the moment. You can hear a pin drop. Holds them a long time. Still holding them. And away they go. So for China, it is Zhu. For Spain, it is Biel Quintana off to a fair start. De Silva for Brazil off to a very good start and hands the baton over, and it looks as though it's a really sloppy change from Colombia. It is. So Brazil are off and gone down the back section. The next change, it'll be Oliveira as they come off the back now. Guilhermina will be the last change. So Brazil at this stage looking very good if they can just effect a clean change. Now China on the inside coming through. Absolutely flying is Gia. Oh, it was a slow change for Brazil. And now Liu flies through. China in front, but Guilhermina is bringing them home. China's in front. Brazil's not going to get there. China upsets Brazil in a thrilling final. Race for third. It's going to be Colombia just in front of the Spanish. But it's been almost impossible to beat them on day 7 of the athletics program. Zhu Guohua, Shen Yaqin, Jia Zhongting Jian and Liu Kuqing have stormed away with the gold medal. Absolutely stormed home. Gee, Brazil were looking good early, but a magnificent second and third legs from Shen and also Gia has put them in the right spot at the last change. And even though Guilhermina ran for her life up the straight and she was just starting to get that margin decreased, it wasn't good enough, and it's a world record to boot. 47.18, 47.18, and they spoil the party in Rio.
Well, that's the complete set of medals for Liu Kuqing here. Great reception for Brazil and Guilhermina as they get the silver medal. World record for China as well, 47.18. Brazil, South American, and America's record, 47.57.
Look at Colombia.
Magnificent as they realize now they've got the bronze medal. The news has filtered through to them. But China with Liu, gold in this, silver in the 2, bronze in the 1. Guilhermina looking for the dream ticket, the gold medal, in front of her own fans here in Rio de Janeiro who idolize her so much. Good start it was for China. Colombia led brilliantly that first leg, but the changeover, Gonzalez to Luna Rodriguez, went wrong. Obviously, it could have gone worse. De Oliveira Correa by this stage, leading the way for Brazil, the second leg into the third, to Salvatini Spoladori, but now China beginning to speed up. Zhen Tijia, Zhen Tigzad, very successful in the 3 Paralympics she's been in, and the final changeover absolutely right. As Jia gives it to Liu, brings it away, and Guilhermina just didn't have it in her legs to reel her in, I'm afraid. From a home point of view, silver for her, but she's still delighted that she's actually managed to finish a final here. Disqualified in her 2 previous deciders. That South American record, 47.57. China with a world record though. Zhou away very well. Powerful running from them and the guides all the way through. 48.33 was the world record, and Brazil inside that as well. Guilhermina trotting home very well. She did cut the gap to Liu quite a bit, but look at the synchronicity between Liu and her guide. Impressive all the way home. Liu and Zhu as they slam home with the gold. And you can't say any better than what they've done. They've taken 1.15 seconds off the world record set in Beijing in April. Absolute great, pure delight for China. And Brazil too. Now they've managed to get the silver.
It has been their day. China, world record, 47.18. A silver medal for Brazil, and currently Guilhermina and her team going down the back straight. Plenty of the Brazilian supporters with their mobile phones. We can see the lights from here. They're cheering their local hero. And Colombia with a bronze medal. Here's Ishida in the long jump.
Ishida of Japan. Lifetime best of 6.84. A no jump in the first round. It was bronze in the relay for Japan. He's finished fourth in the last two major World Championship relays, so it was a positive result for him. So what can he produce here? Down the runway, amassed all that celebration, around 6.50 meters. Not sure it's going to advance them very high up the table, in truth. 6.58 is 8th place at the moment for Etienne Calderon, which would see him see out the full competition. And Ishida coming up with a 6.49 puts the Japanese in 10th place. His third major championship. Based around Osaka. The big action continues. The men's 800 meters T54. 3 first round heats in this, the first 2 to qualify for the final. Marcel Hug. The world record is now 6 years old, set in Arbonne in his home IPC Grand Prix. The reigning European and Paralympic champion David Weir of Great Britain is in this. How inspired will Rashid Al Dahiri be by the actions of his compatriot earlier tonight? Prawat Wahara going for a treble here, having scored gold in the 1500 and the 5000 meters. David Weir, the 6 times Paralympic and 6 times world champion, a 4-timer from London 2012, and he is the defending champion here. Jay Clappin of Australia, Weir of Great Britain, Al Dahiri of the United Arab Emirates, Hong Suk Man of South Korea, gold in the 4 in London. In Beijing, should I say, Romanchuk of the USA, Castley of France, Waharam Thailand, and Kui Yangfeng of China, who's on the near side. And away he goes out of lane 8 here. We're starting well. Kui actually starting superbly. Working well up on the outside, the man from Heng Shui. Involved in the 4x1 golds in Doha and in Incheon and in Beijing. And he's done his work for now, shooting out on the outside. It's now Romanchuk for the United States. We're taking his time right at the back. Romanchuk shot away straight away from Baltimore, Maryland, the 5,000 meters Pan Am champion. There's the bell. The lead taken by Romanchuk. In second place for China is Kui Yangfeng. Castley of France in third place. Whole series of major championship bronze medals in his career. Most recently the 4x4 in Doha. We're perfectly perched in 5th place. There's nothing for 5th, 6th and 7th here. Now we're beginning to make a big move. The Werewolf on the outside. The double Paralympic champion from 2008. 4 in 2012, the 5-time European champion this year. He's been here, he's done that all over before, and David Weir comes out in front. Kui in second place at the moment, for China, but Weir is going to win this, and with a lot to spare. 1:37.31. Kui in second place. Kasili just about holding on to third ahead of Hong Suk Man of Korea, but David Weir, a very, very comfortable winner of that, and nobody unable to turn him over in the end. Weir just stayed at the back throughout, and when the time came to pounce, no problem at all for David Weir. Kui in second place for China, Kasili in third, Hong Suk Man in fourth, and the rest are out. Good surge up by Romanchuk at that stage, but he's out.
Yes, unfortunate for the American there, but what an exciting heat it was. Just sustained speed, looping the field there, Weir, and just as you said, Will, here he comes at the 200 metres. You wanted to be on him. He has done that so proficiently, but it was a real race for second, a serious race with the first two going through. And Kui from China had a real race on his hands, and he staved them off well. But just a little bit too good, and barely a breath. Wouldn't blow out a candle. David Weir.
Now 1:37.30, the winning time for Weir. Kui Yangfeng in second place, and Kasili in third for France. It's not Kui's strongest discipline. He's never medalled in it, fourth in the Paralympic Games in 2008. Long jump with so many competitors in it. Liu Fulang, the reigning Asian Games, World and Paralympic champion, finds himself in third position. 7:06 in the first round. 2 centimeters behind his compatriot Wang Hao. So what can he produce here in round two? Again, it's a good, solid 7-meter effort. He's beaten his season's best already tonight. It had been 6:85 going into it. Hit the board well. Necessary height and distance. Not quite straight and true. Hasn't cost him a few centimeters, I may well have done. Started off with that 7:06. It's 7:03 now for Liu, and he remains in third place. Our leader is Roderick Townsend Roberts for the United States. Sabota of Belarus, who competes in a large array of events. He's in the javelin, finished 11th in that. Best results, silver in the triple jump and Leon at the World Championships 2013 and bronze the year before at London 2012. He's also dallied at being a sprinter. Five times he's finished in the top 6 in major championship deciders. And the man from Minsk is well down the field in this. 5:88 in the first round and 13th place. And I fancy that's around the same. And it is 5:86. Townsend Roberts with that Paralympic record of 7:25, having him in front for the United States, he being the reigning high jump world champion. That was from Doha last year. Pan Am champion from Toronto on the double. That's a brilliant effort. Won the high jump and the long jump in the Pan Ams. 7:25, really setting the standard early on here. Well, he's really stretching out the field from Flagstaff, Arizona. Great successes. I mean, that was quite a double high jump and long jump in the Pan Ams, 7:09. But he remains our leader.
Track action now. This is heat number 2 of the men's 800 metres T54 class. The 400 metre gold medalist here, Kenny Van Weigel, is doing battle with Liu. They meet again after their clash in the 400 metres. Here is Marcel Hug, one of the best not to win a Paralympic gold. Plenty of medals next to his name, Marcel Hug, in that familiar silver visor. Kenny Van Weigel, gold medalist in this event, or in fact in the 400 in Athens, and turned back the clock to win it again here. 4th in the heat of the 1500, has 5 Paralympic medals. Also in the field, Rabat Tana from Thailand, who fell in the 1500. He's had a bit of a troubled campaign, has 3 medals. So away they go, second heat. First 2 go through, then the next 2 fastest. And we have Zouinki from Tunisia out wide on the track, already being claimed by Liu, who gets into that stagger, and also Hug is driving through. So Liu and Hug go together, Van Weigel next to the inside, then Bolde, who's always there, stalking the speed for Germany at his 3rd Paralympic Games. And where is at this stage Tana? He's back to second last, but tactically he is very, very good. So coming up towards the home corner to greet the bell as they cross over to the inside. It's Hug in front. From in second place, Liu, then Van Weigel, Bolde the outside, and then 3 back along the inside is Kim from Korea. Tana's 3 wide, and right around the outside, trying to loop them is Cassidy. Josh Cassidy for Canada, covering a lot of extra territory, and Tana's just sneaking up underneath of him and making him work even harder. So as they head to the back at the 300, Hug's in front from Liu, Van Weigel the inside. Bolde is one off the inside and still there. Tana's coming into it, and then came along the inside. Next is Kim. So the race is on. 200 metres to go. The first 2 qualify. Hug in front of Liu. Van Wegel's hanging tough there, 3rd the inside, and Kim is saving every inch of ground up on the inside. Now Van Wegel's trying to probe through here, can't quite get through into the straight with 100 metres to go. Hug pings away, has about 4 metres up on Van Weigel, and then came on the outside Kim. Hug beats Van Weigel, and then it's Kim in 3rd, and then in 4th Liu, and then a gap to Bolde, Tana, and then it was next in the field Cassidy, and at the end was Zouinki from Tunisia after initially leading. But Marcel Hug, is there a gold medal in him? Surely there is. And his time in the 800, 1:35.96. Season's best Van Weigel, 1:36.18. He's in good form. Then it was Kim for Korea, Liu for China, Bolde for Germany.
Yeah, Kim came very well right at the end. He couldn't have timed that much better. Hug dominating this right at the front all the way through. Tana won't go through. He's finished in 6th place here, having finished 6th in the 5,000 metres and didn't finish that little stumble in the 15. So Hug and Van Weigel were in control at this stage, and then Liu Yang bested by Kim Gudai on the overlap. No problems for Hug, really. No real worries about the time either, 1:35.96. It's not about time when you're in the top 2, it's about the qualification. Van Weigel making it, and Kim pushing down Liu. Remember, it is only the top 2 there. Kim trying to push his way up to overtake Van Weigel on the outside. But Marcel, who controlled that very, very capably. Can he do the same in the final? The big names are all getting in. It's a sort of distance which I think probably suits Hug. 1:35.96. Van Weigel also through 1:36.18. Kim 1:36.29. At the moment, those 2 are the fastest losers, Kim and Liu. Former champion from 08, Asomani, lying in 4th place. 7:03 is best so far in this men's long jump final. His target is the reigning Paralympic and world champion Liu Fulang. 7:06, the man who dethroned him, as we enter round 3. Asomani, the champion from 2008, the double world champion 06 and 11, dethroned in both competitions by Liu, and he's gone out a good distance there. It's beyond 7 meters, by Anu Assoumani. Lou, following his CV, a Paralympic and 2 world titles, so obviously between them the last 2 Paralympic crowns, the last 4 world golds. But it's an interesting joust between them at the moment in 3rd and 4th, with Lou in 3rd and Assoumani 4th. 7:03 was decent in round 1, and he's reversed the position, 7 meters 11. Assoumani goes 3rd, and he pushes Lou out of the medals. Here's the man in 2nd place, Wang Hao. An excellent sprinter, as we've seen, with his 5 medals across the Worlds and the Asian Games. 3 Asian golds, 2 world bronzes for the man from Panjing. 7:13 in round 2 has him 12 centimeters behind our leader, Roderick Townsend Roberts. It's turning into a good battle. The top 5 separated by 30 centimeters. Budi Hartanto of Indonesia is a contender now too. Can Wang turn himself into a leader here? Well, it's good. He's very good. He loves what he's seen. .693, his lifetime best going into this. He's already extended it twice. He's loving it. He feels it's better. And it is, and it's a new Asian record. 7 meters 90.
Crowd really appreciating it on the far side there. As we see Cheng Hongji, 6:59 was his best leap. 9th position coming into this jump. 26 degrees, trackside at the moment. He can jump better. He's jumped 6.96 this season, but he hasn't been able to produce it. A bronze medalist in the high jump, a different discipline in London. And what's he been able to do here? So currently 6:59 into 6:48 for him. And it'll be around the same mark, I'd suggest, than his 2nd attempt. Getting a wry smile, but at the moment, he's just nudging inside the top 10. No result through at the moment. Here we go. Yeah, 6:35. So he knows he needs to improve here in this T46 class. As we move back to this enthralling men's 800-meter first round, and this is heat number 3.
It's really good racing, this. The men's 800 meters T54. The reigning world champion is in this. The reigning Asian Games champion. He is as well. The Asian Games champion over 100 and 800. Sashun Kongjian. Bronze in the 1500 here, his 9th Paralympic medal, 5 silver, 4 bronze, and here is the world champion from Doha. Also took gold in the 4x4, Liu Chenming of China. Alexandre Dupont in here, the Commonwealth Games bronze medalist over 1500 meters. From Glasgow, it's Kiyosaru, Sanbeta, Higuchi, Gabi, Liu, Kongjian, Dupont. Gabi, Kiyosaru. Kiyosaru won 5 medals in Grosseto, the European Championships, gold in the 2 and the 4x4, and silver in the 1, the 4 and the 8, and he's in lane 2. Look at the movement from Kongjian. Straight away, he's taking a note of what's needed. It's only the top 2 who go through. Liu, the world champion, sailing up well also out of lane 6. Kiyosaru jostling on the inside. It'll be Kongjian to lead. 2nd for Liu, Kiyosaru in 3rd. Bit of movement coming up on the outside. Sanbeta of the United States, knocked out in the semi-finals of the 5,000 meters. He's based in Illinois in Champaign, the University of Illinois racing program. He's tucked up in the back. Moving up for Canada here on the outside is Alexandre Dupont. he's up in a second place. It's Congen who leads at the bell. Dupont in second. Third now and racing hard on the inside is Liu. Coming up on the outside, Higuchi of Japan. Only the top two making it. Good surge out by Congen. Higuchi making the move on his outside. Dupont trying to work hard not to be boxed in on the inside. Kizaru making further movement on the outside. Good jostling here in this 800 meters. Congen has already worked hard. He's the Asian Games 100 and 800 champion. And Congen defending his line very well. Higuchi behind him. It's going to be Liu to come up in second place. Further work coming on the outside. But it's going to be Congen who takes it. And maybe, just maybe, that was robbed. I think it was Garby coming up on the outside. But Congen makes it work. Garby in second place. They're the two to go through. 1:38.43, 1:38.52. It was slower, so Liu probably won't make it in third, and Higuchi in fourth. But Congen really worked that very well. He made sure that once he hit the front, he would stay there. But different ways of going through. Garby pouncing very late, and he hadn't featured at the front at all. He stayed at the back throughout. And look at him go. He was back in fourth place at this stage. Coming up on the outside. Liu fighting hard for a second. He thought he'd done enough. But in lane 4, here comes Yassin Garby, the bronze medalist in the 400 meters. And this 26-year-old in his first Paralympics. He's got the tactics worked out very well. Fourth was his best place finish in Doha, the World Championships. Congen wins it, no problem there. Garby in second also through. Liu in third, Higuchi fourth, look to be out.
It's a tough school when the world champion records a season's best and still can't qualify. But Liu looked like he was home to get through, and watch Garby. He might be a real smoky for a medal in the final if he can play his cards right with movement around him and work his way into the race and just be in the right spot to pounce at the top of the straight. You never know. It will be an intriguing final, but Congen having a good Paralympic campaign with that bronze medal 24 hours ago. In the 1500 meters, of course. We'll have a look at the overall makeup of the final shortly as we move back to the long jump. Ishida from Japan, who sits in around 12th position at the moment. Second attempt, 6:49. He can go 6:84. That was his lifetime best that he set this year, the 22-year-old. Is this better? Yes, it is. It'll be over the 6:49, I'd suggest, but it won't be that far over. Let's have a second look at this. Plenty of power from his slight frame. And as he awaits the result, hoping for an improvement over 6:49, just 6:52. 6:52, his third round after he fouled in the first round as we work our way through.
Yes, this man has really come into the scene in the past couple of major competitions. He's won bronzes in the World Championships in Doha and the Asian Games in Incheon, and that's Sieto Tanto of Indonesia, based in Surakarta. He's not far off a medal. 6:95 is best so far today. It equals his lifetime best. Now, if he can find another 17 centimeters, he's doing the old Ruth Bettier there. He'll be up into the medals. This the halfway stage. He got that totally wrong, I fear, though. A no jump in the first round, and irrespective of whether that's a red flag or not, it's a very, very short effort. Probably be best for him if it does go down as a red flag, really. Townsend Roberts still out in front. That's measured at 5:28. He probably would have preferred an X. But as you can see, it's a still night. 0.3 on the wind gauge. 2 is allowed. In Grosseto at some stages was up to about 4, 4.5. Really wild. It meant a lot of lifetime bests were unfortunately wiped out. Been a very good game for Uzbekistan. This is Farag Mirzakulov. 22 years old, he's in 8th place at the moment, but he's sailed well out there now, 6.78, a lifetime best, has him in 8th, and we'll have him completing the competition, and if he can find another 35 centimeters, he's up and away. It's his only competition, the man who won silver in the Asian Games in this, and who was 4th in the triple jump in Lyon in the World Championships in 2013. Ever improving. Got a good program that's been running the past couple of years, past couple of championships in Uzbekistan, 6.65, and he doesn't improve.
So the third heat completed, the 800 meters.
Yep.
And it wouldn't be the final without Thailand being there somewhere. Kongen 138.43. Garbi goes through as well. Liu will miss. And Higuchi from Japan in 4th place. So that's going to be a terrific final. But a victory ceremony, by the way, coming up in a moment. Here is the makeup of the final. Hoog will be the quickest through. Is this going to be his goal? Van Weigel, Kim, Liu Yang is there, David Weir is there. Terrific race to come as we move on to the victory ceremony for the women's 400 metres T47 final. And this was Li Lu storming the victory for China, of course, over Anrune Leibenberg from South Africa, who looked home in the straight. Japan in 3rd, Suji in 3rd place. Li Lu competing in the 200 and the 400 here, and one of these Chinese athletes at her first real major international competition. They've come from the clouds and joins a growing list of athletes that have been able to do it and take on the best and win here at Rio 2016 Paralympic Games. Eduardo Montenegro accompanying Mr. Wayne Kale at the presentation of medals. And here is from Japan, Seisuji, 21 years of age. A time of 60.62 in the final. 7th in the 100. But a terrific result for her, a bronze medal in this 400 metres. And appreciating the longer trip. And to her credit, inexperienced, only making her debut on the international circuit at the World Championships last year. So still finding her niche. Also competed in handball, able-bodied handball, before concentrating on the running. 400 metres, T47 bronze medalist Seisuji. Well, she looked home at the turn, the silver medalist, Anrune Leibenberg. Born in Johannesburg, resides in Stellenbosch, and this is her 3rd Paralympic medal after silver in this event in London, also a bronze in the 200 metres. All smiles. And Tom the mascot with the silver hair, very appropriate. Great to see a real cluster of South African fans in front of the victory podium as well. And what about this lady blazing the trail up the middle of the track? Li Lu, the 400-metre gold medalist. She's got the 200 to come. They've been brilliant on day 7, the Chinese, of competition here. An Asian record run of 58.09. And that is almost 2 seconds faster than anything she's recorded before. No wonder she's smiling. It's now time for the national anthem of China.
Well, it's another of these debutant gold medalists for China. Li Lu overtook and Rune Liebenberg in the final 40 meters. The South African couldn't respond, and Li Lu takes another somewhat unexpected gold for China. Class of 2016 emerging in golden fashion. Long jump continuing, the men's T47. And here is the very much established Lu Fulang, the Asian Games world and Paralympic champion. His third round attempt. 7:06 and 7:03 so far. Just outside the medals by 2 centimeters. Needs to get his composure back a little bit. And that will help. He's clear of 7 meters. That was a good firm effort by him. Perhaps an improvement of what we've seen. Again, it's around the same mark. Samani with 7:11, Wang Hao 7 meters 19, and that is 7:09. So he does improve by 3 centimeters. It's the men's shot put F37 victory ceremony next. A bit tighter on the podium this time. Dwayne Cale. Was unbeatable in the pool a lot of the time and had won a Montenegro presentation party. And they've got into the right spots on the podium now. Kushnini Norbekov of Uzbekistan, who took gold in the discus. Bronze here in the shot. Just as was the case in the World Championships in Doha. (15 meters 17), a new lifetime best for the Uzbek. As we keep remarking, they are having a solid games. 6 medals now, 2 of them gold. 15th most successful nation overall. Jiadong aiming for a hat-trick of Paralympic gold medals in this men's shot put. But dethroned, and he missed out by 75 centimeters in the end. A throw of 16:06. 3 times world champion. But it is silver for him today to go with his bronze in the discus. Means he'll pick up a second one of these as well. Mindaugas Bilius, who's won the last 2 European Championship titles in Swansea and Grosseto. Silver in the discus here in Rio, is for the first time Paralympic champion. It's a good contingent of Lithuanian fans who they got into position a while ago for this. They weren't going to miss this for the world. A fabulous gold for Lithuania. Lithuania's first gold at these Paralympics. Lithuania's first gold medal at the Paralympic Games in any sport since 2004. It's their 5th in history, and the first ever won by a man. Marta Baumgartner winning 2 in 1996. Aldona Grigorianiene in 96 and 2004. The first male Lithuanian Paralympian champion. Jadong the silver, and Norbakov of Uzbekistan the bronze. The long jump continues.
Yes, and on screen is Slade from the USA.
Nick Slade, the 19-year-old hot dog. He's from Albuquerque. His major championship debut. He's played football for the University of New Mexico as well in Albuquerque. Able-bodied athlete too.
Best leap 682 so far, and that's not going to rival it.
Well, he's got himself in 7th place right now, and 682, his best to date. He is 30 centimeters outside the medals. His lifetime best is 690, would only push him a place up. 3 Americans in the top 7, but only 1 in the medals.
636 for Nick Slade. So out of 4 attempts, he's had 1 foul, and 682 his best as we move to Toby Farinmi, the 21-year-old, who recorded his best leap today, to season's best of 6.83, but we know he can get over that 7-meter mark and get over it comprehensively.
From Houston in Texas, silver in the long jump in Lyon, and again in the Pan Ams last year in Toronto. Tenth in this at London 2012. He was fifth in the triple jump. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. And he's got a white flag. Now, this might just shake it up. 6.83, his best so far. He has to get a good distance beyond 7 meters. Obviously unable to use that left arm for balance. But if you can get solidly up, another even 20 centimeters and he'd be in the shake-up. Very close to 7 meters, 6.96. He climbs one place up to 5th. And Hertanto of Indonesia, bronze in Doha at the World Championships. Similar result the year before in Incheon in Korea at the Asian Games. $6.95, equaling his lifetime best, but has to add another 17, 18 centimeters, and he's run through, and he did that last time. They measured it, but that a clear foul. He's pushing a little bit too much, but, well, he has to do this, doesn't he? Just got the pacing wrong. Unfortunate. Had been in the medals for a little while in third.
Track action, women's 200 metres T44, the first round, full field of 8 engaged. And we see the great Marie-Amélie Lefeur drawn in lane number 8. There are the benchmarks on your screen. And this is the lineup. Laura Sugar from Great Britain. The inside lane, Holmes in lane 3 at her 4th Paralympic Games. Gold medalist in the 100 in China 8 years ago. And there is the great Marie-Amélie Lefeur, 3 gold medals, including the women's 400 and the long jump here in Rio. 7 Paralympic medals in total. Can she make it a big treble? This is the first step. This is Ingard Ben Suzanne, silver medalist, chasing down Lefeur in the 400. Runner-up in 400 at the World Championships as well. Her personal best for this distance, 26.64. She hasn't been near that this season. Needs to improve by half a second. So Lefeur in 8. We've got Sugar from Great Britain in 1, Zhong from Netherlands in 2, Holmes from USA 3, Maspero from Italy in 4, Ben Suzanne from Germany 5, Andreas Barrio from Spain 6, Cain from Trinidad Tobago 7, and Lefeur in 8. Now the entrant in the long jump is just calling for some clapping from the crowd, and as a result putting off the athletes here on the track. So the starter has called them away for a second attempt. So the call is for Silencio. So we have 8 in this and we have 7 in the second heat. So 15 in all, and the first 3 will go through. So the 6 will go through, and then the next 2 fastest advance to the final round. The pre-race ritual for Marie-Amélie Lefeur. They're ready. set and away. Lafleur out well. Quick start from Cain as well. Good speed, Ben Suzanne in the middle lane coming through. They look to be the main three. And towards the end, it looks as though Holmes has broken down. Coming into the straight, Cain racing hard here. Lafleur with a challenge. Ben Suzanne the inside. Ben Suzanne might have it. She does, she comes through. Now Lafleur's going to make a good thing of it. Ben Suzanne from Lafleur. Cain eases down. And then in fourth position was Sugar from Great Britain. 26.70 won the time. But I think Lafleur may have just gone a little fraction easily there. Ben Suzanne impressive. And even the third runner from Trinidad and Tobago had the audacity to pull up near the line.
It's a new Paralympic Games record for Imgard Ben Suzanne. Very good work indeed. She's broken the record of Marie-Amélie Lafleur by 600ths of a second, and actually very close to her own world record set in Johannesburg last year. She was only 600ths behind. It's a lifetime best for Cain, who started off very well, the Trinidad and Tobago athlete, out of lane 7. Lafleur alongside. Lafleur is beginning to fall back here. Ben Suzanne going very well. Cain even better. Just began to lose her legs a little bit as Ben Suzanne then strode on strongly. The German athlete based with the Bayer Leverkusen club, and Lafleur through in second place. Very impressive Paralympic record, breaking the mark of Lafleur and her famous triumph at London 2012 when she took the silver. Ben Suzanne hitting the front here ahead of Cain and Lafleur, just as Cain was falling back and Ben Suzanne was striding up. Wasn't even chasing the world record here, I don't think. Just looking for the win, and she got it. Very fast, very firm. Ben Suzanne wins, Lafleur in second and Cain in third.
So all three go through, and you wouldn't doubt that they're all big chances in the final for a medal. Now the long jump, we'll head back to heat 2 in a moment, but the long jump, we're in the 4th round, and this is Wang Hao from China, and his best attempt so far, 7 meters 19, equaling the Asian record for the T46 classification. Here he goes, the young man, as I mentioned, 21 years of age, plenty of speed, and it looks decent enough. He looks pretty happy with it. You can see the expression in his face. He barely left anything behind, willing those legs on. So can he match the 7:19 recorded already? This is the 4th round, as he has quite an animated conversation with his coach. 7:15 it is, 7:15, so 7:19 means he remains in the silver medal place with still 2 rounds to go. Here's Nick Slade from the USA. 6:82 was his best attempt to date. This is now the 5th round, and it isn't too bad, but it's not going to be up there with the 6:82. It may, at the absolute very best, be his 3rd best leap of the competition out of 5 rounds. 19 years of age, he has a big future, only competing here in the long jump, his first major competition, being guided through it by the entourage. And it was 6 meters 39, 6:39, so indeed it was his 3rd best leap out of 5 attempts. He did foul his 2nd. As we move back to the track, we have some interesting names here, including Josepina Versace in lane 5 in heat 2 of the women's 200 meters T44. Here's Will.
Quite a star-studded field for this. Malu van Rijn, the reigning world and Paralympic champion. Giusy Versace, double medalist in the Europeans in Grosseto. Fabulous CV. But they don't get much more marvelous than Malu van Rijn. The 200 meters champion at London 2012. Did the double in the last 2 World Championships in Lyon and Doha, and the Europeans in Swansea in between. The Netherlands were not at this year's Europeans. Saki Takakua, who was 5th in the long jump here, bronze in the Asian Games in 2014 for Japan from Tokyo. In lane 6 will be Marisa Papakonstantinou. For Canada, Giussi Versace. A silver in the 2, bronze in the 4 at the Europeans at Grosseto. The winner of the Italian Dancing with the Stars has her own sports program on Italian TV on Sunday nights. For Mita Akinabaku, the United States in 4. The championship debut, Abbassia Rahmani, European bronze medalist in the 100 for Switzerland in 3, and Liz Willis, USA, in lane 2. So Willis, Rahmani, Ayembeku, Versace, Papakonstantinou, Takakua, and Malu van Rijn. Top 3 to go through. It's a lot of focus on Van Rijn, but she just stayed in the blocks a little bit. Takakua was shot away here for Japan. What a start by her. Papakonstantinou is going very well also for Canada out of lane 6. So Van Rijn has got to get motoring here in the closing straight, and she does. Here she comes, Malu van Rijn, the world record holder, the Paralympic champion, the world champion, is going to win this. 26.70, and she takes it well. And a big margin of victory for Malu van Rijn in the end. It took her a while to get out of the blocks, but once she did, she got chucking very well. 26.69, it's been rounded down to. Very impressive start, actually, by Takakua, I must say. Rahmani is through in second place, a lifetime best for Switzerland with 27.89, and Papakonstantinou did indeed take third in the end with a lifetime best, 28.11. But Malu van Rijn's the one that they all have to beat. Ben Suzanne clocking a 26.70 Paralympic record in the first heat, but she's a different category to Van Rijn. Took her a while to get going. Just look at how well Takakua had done by there, but began to fall back. Then Papakonstantinou from Canada moving up. Ayembeku was flying very well for the United States at that stage as well. Rahmani moving up, you'll see in second place, but Van Rijn, look at that margin of victory. Eyes only for her around the Senchenau Stadium.
Well, it's a good sign of a champion when you can switch it on and switch it off, and the acceleration was outstanding. Just taking a little bit of time, as we do see with the double bladers, just to get motoring, but she was able to switch off near the line, and it will be a great final. With Lafleur there, Van Rijn, all the big names are through, and look how comfortable it was. Again, wouldn't blow out a candle. Looking so comfortable as she just glances over to the big screen.
She enjoyed that. Had to put a bit of effort in the closing straight. Papakonstantinou's been disqualified, actually. So, Giussi Versace goes through along with Rahmani and Van Rijn. And Ayembeku and Takakua through also. Giussi Versace, and not just winning the Italian Dancing with the Stars, but a guest on the American version. Amy Huber, a big name in that we saw last week. So Ben Suzanne taking the win and the Paralympic record in a category. In the first heat, Lafleur through as well, and Laura Sugar. Kane disqualified in that also. So a couple of big DQs. And the ones to benefit from that, Laura Sugar and Giussi Versace. Ayembeku and Takakua through as well, and Van Rijn edging out Ben Suzanne for now by 100th of a second. Very interesting.
So the long jump, we're back to Wang Hao, the 21-year-old from China. 7.19 his best, but he's been around the same mark. He's been consistent out of the 4 attempts to date. His predecessor on the runway, Arnaud Assoumani from France, has just fouled his previous attempt, but more importantly, that really helps Wang, because Assoumani's trying to hold down third position. Wang's in silver medal contention, and this looks okay. Is it legal? He looks over to the judge worryingly. From my vantage point, hard to tell, but by the looks of that, he has improved on his 7.19. Waiting for confirmation here. He looks at the coach. Look how excited he is. Oh, 7:30. Yes. That's what I'm talking about, he says. This is a big moment for Wang. He goes into the lead. He has beaten the 7:25 of Roderick Townsend Roberts. And now all of the pressure at his 5th round leap is on this man. And have a look at that for a contrast. In the foreground, you've got Wang celebrating. Now this man is under the pump. Roderick Townsend Roberts, 24 years of age. He's already jumped a season's best and now has to pull another one out of the fire as he uses that left arm to power towards the sand. It's not bad. Is it good enough? It might be. The tension's building here in the men's long jump T47 final. Had the motivation of Wang's previous leap. So at the moment, Wang leads at 7 meters 30 with a Paralympic record, by the way, in the T46 classification. And now is he up the ante again, Townsend Roberts. He has 7:41. Forget about the Paralympic record of Wang's. Townsend Roberts has it now.
What an effort by Townsend Roberts. From despair to delight in the space of 30 seconds. Wang with a 7:30. Paralympic record. An Asian record now too. Bested by Townsend Roberts with a 7:41. Strong chance that too, by the way. Also, now a continental record. Into the final round, Faruk Mirzakulov of Uzbekistan. Lifetime best set in round 2 of 6:78. Needs to increase it all the more so. It'll be around the same mark, but it surely won't be an improvement. Even an extra 20 centimeters would put him up in a 6th place. 7:11 is the bronze for Asumani at the moment. There's 10 centimeters between 3rd and 5th. The dejection of the Uzbek, even though it's a lifetime best that he's come up with tonight, 6:55, and he'll stay in 8th place. Come on, feel the noise for Nick Slade. 7th place, 6:82 in the 3rd round. .690, his personal best set this year. And even if he can get into 7-meter territory, a chance to claw closer to the medals, but that won't be it. And I think he knew it. It's belatedly got a white flag. He was obviously very close to the plasticine, and he was. They had a good look at that. But he never really got the proper launch, not the required lift, and hence drops down probably a shade beyond 6.5. A lot of energy expended in that 5th round. The drama continues. 6:46 for Slade, and he stays in 7th with that 6:82. Fawahinmi for the United States with that 7:01 from round 5. He's got him beyond 7 meters. He's a personal best of 7:22. Now, if he can replicate that in this final round, it would really shake things up. He's got the crowd on his side. He's improved in the middle section of this competition. 7:01, a season's best by 26 centimeters. Can he add something significant to that? If he can get out towards his lifetime best, even another 10 centimeters, he'd be in the medals. Can he do it? I don't think so. Just a shade over 7 meters at best for Toby Fawahinmi. Natural slant out towards his right-hand side. He's enjoyed tonight. Silver in the Pan Ams in Toronto and silver in Lyon in 2013. It's 693. He's been good and consistent, but it will be no better than 5th place for Toby Fawahinmi.
We leave that American to join 2 Americans in the victory ceremony for the women's discus F52. There was a world record throw here from Rachel Morrison, the 29-year-old, 13:09, a world record in the F51 class. And also in second was Cassie Mitchell, 35 years of age, from the USA, with a season's best of 12:87, some 22 centimeters off Morrison. And in third was Zoya Ovsi from the Ukraine, with a European record of 12:17. Morrison, 5th in the club throw, but the gold medalist here and the reigning world champion and Pan American champion doing the business at the Paralympic Games. She was the female athlete of the month in October of last year, voted by the United States Olympic Committee. And she hasn't disappointed with a world record, and you can't wipe the smile off her face, and why not? This event staged earlier in the session. Dr. Eduardo Montenegro again assisting with the medals. Zoya Ovsi, 22 years of age, and 2 Paralympic medals here in Rio, with this bronze in the discus and a silver medal in the F51 classification women's club throw. She's also represented the Ukraine in canoe sprinting. So there's a bit of versatility for you, a canoe sprinter and a discus thrower. So the US Quinella, Cassie Mitchell, the 35-year-old from the US, comes up to receive her silver. And a lovely smile. Plenty of Americans here in the first couple of rows. Very keen to watch this ceremony. 12:87 was her throw here in the discus F52 final. And there's a pleasant picture.
Yeah, she could do a Kadena Cox. She's also in the swimming in the backstroke, and she's a previous cycling world champion in the road race and time trial 2011 in Roskilde. Multi-talented from Atlanta, Georgia.
Wow. Here she is, Rachel Morrison, a world record holder now. Pan American champion, world champion, Paralympic champion. A throw of 13 meters 09. And the golden-haired mascot, the final touch. So 1-2 to the US, Rachel Morrison, the gold medal winner. And here is the national anthem. So it doesn't get much better than that for the USA, first and second. Zworzowski also with great versatility as the bronze medalist. What a talented group.
So the long jump wrapping up, T47. And it's a big moment for Wang Hao. 7:30 is best, needs to get beyond 7:41. He put a lot into it. It's a really good jump. It's a white flag. Wang Hao had the Paralympic record at 7:30 in round 5. The very next jump, Roderick Townsend-Roberts going out to 7:41. That is good. Lu Fu Lang, the outgoing Paralympic champion, is finished 4th. Asumani, 3rd, previous Olympic champion. And it's 7:22. Wang Hao has the silver, and Roderick Townsend-Roberts is the Paralympic champion. Wang Hao with 7:30. It's his first major long jump medal. Townsend-Roberts is the champion, and he's one more attempt to go.
And to his credit, he had to respond after that 7:25. Wang challenged, and then immediately after, like champions do, Townsend-Roberts jumped 7:41, a Paralympic record. Can he go longer and finish this in spectacular style? I think he may have. It'll be close. It'll be really close to 7:41.
Well, the officials are having a close look at it. Close look at the plasticine. Went out a great distance. .7:41, his Paralympic record from round 5, and 7:26. Immaterial. He's the Paralympic champion.
He's full of beans as well. He could run 4 laps. That's what a gold medal does.
So the high jump world champion is now the long jump Paralympic champion. He finished 2nd behind Lu Fu Lang in Doha last year in the long jump, 2nd in the triple jump. But in Rio de Janeiro at the Asia now, it's gold for Townsend-Roberts. Oh, he really pulled it out of the fire with that penultimate attempt, the new Paralympic record of 7:41, which he had to do in order to get the gold. Wang with an Asian record of 7:30.
Had a lot of fun today. Came outside.
I think he did have fun, and lots of. Absolutely sensational display. And he really can't ask much more than what he's done. Going out to 7:41, it's a new lifetime best by 23 centimeters. New Paralympic record by 18. So Roderick Townsend-Roberts, a Paralympic record, 7:41 takes the gold. Wang Hao, the silver for China, 7:30. And Arnaud Asumani, the bronze for France. And it's also a new America's record.
The final moments of the session, and this is the women's 4x100 T11 to T13 victory ceremony. And a dashing display by China. Zhu Kehua, Shen Yakin, Jia Juntingjian, and Liu Kuqing, 24-year-old, bringing them home. And finally, the Brazilian crowd can celebrate with Terezinha Guilhermina with the silver medal being disqualified in the 100 and the 200. But she's been able to see out the final here. And in this Rio campaign, still one more event individually for her, the 400. Dr. Eduardo Montenegro. Once again, he's been a busy man. And they were so delighted, this team, once they realized they got the bronze. Colombia. Marcela Gonzalez, 20 years of age. Sonia Luna Rodriguez, 30 years of age. Arango Butrago, 38 years of age. And Maria Restrepo Munoz at 34. Time of 51.93, a season's best. Just getting over Spain in the latter stages to take the bronze medal. Pretty crowded podium, let me tell you, with a couple of guides in most of the teams. What a proud moment for them. They'll be celebrating, that is for sure. And of course, the mascot. And now the crowd in the Olympic Stadium get to celebrate with their heroes. In particular, Terezinha Guillemina, one of the faces of the Paralympics. Still has one race to go. That will add to her tally here. That will be 7 Paralympic medals. She's got 3 already that are gold-coloured. With a 200 victory in Beijing and a 100 and 200 victory in London. De Silva kicked off the team. The bronze medalist at the World Championships in the 400 in Doha. De Oliveira Correa was the second leg, 4th in the women's 100.
A big moment here, Guillemina getting a medal, and this is one of the moments of the Rio Games. Considering her successes in London, the 4-year build-up we've had, her disqualifications in the 100, she crossed the line 4th and was false starting in the 2, but she's got a medal round her neck now.
2 of the 4 predominantly long jumpers. They helped propel Guillemina into the final leg. But at that stage, It was an unassailable lead held by the Chinese, but still a big result. And this image will be in the papers tomorrow. You see the emotion in Gilamina's face. A lot of pressure on her, especially after the disqualification. So relief, if anything. She's certainly giving the mascot a workout. And it's a great image. And the day has belonged to China. They've unearthed new stars. They've spoilt the party of the Brazilians in the relay. It's been their day. A world record time debut of 47.18 for the 4x100 relay. The team of Zhou, Shen, Jia and Liu. It's their night. Gold everywhere.
Don't treat Tom like that. Being the most successful athletics nation at Rio 2016 Paralympics.
So they lead on the track, Team China. And Brazil celebrate with the silver, and Colombia, they're absolutely delighted in the bronze. Look at those scenes from the Brazilians. I think this is going to be a very rowdy photo.
Well, is there going to be a lens big enough for this? They'll have to work hard. There's lots of jostling and manoeuvring here. It was a very good relay. Great win for China. Very important for Brazil to have got a medal out of this, and for Gilamina as well. And to single her out because she was a very important factor the 4-year build-up to this Paralympic Games, all the successes that she had in London. Well, she's got a medal, it's silver. China bagged the booty, Brazil the silver, Colombia the bronze. Women's discus, F52. This seated throwing event. And quite a story for the various medalists here. Bronze medal performances. We're watching Zena Cole here from the United States, from Napoleon in Ohio.
Yes, the field of 6 here, 4.98 meters for Zena Cole. So this is the fight for the bronze medal, which was eventually taken out by Zoya Ovsky of the Ukraine. Joanna Butterfield from Great Britain. Now, second throw was a foul. So concentrating here for her third attempt. And that is better, recording 9.40 meters, a season's best.
Gold in the club for Jo Butterfield, based in Glasgow. Wheelchair rugby she's been involved in as well. Mexico. Leticia Ochoa Delgado. Silver in the discus at the World Championships, but unable to get a repeat act. It was the season's best all the same, 10.85 meters. Now this is Zoya Ovsky of Ukraine, bronze in the canoe sprint world championship in Moscow 2014 from Dnipro. And a hop over to athletics on the discus and a bronze medal here. She got silver in the club, it's bronze in the discus, 12.17 meters. The remarkable career of Cassie Mitchell. Bronze in the club. This will be silver in the discus. She's also going in the backstroke in the swimming. And remember, also a cycling world champion from 5 years ago on the double. Road race and the time trial. Multi-talented from Atlanta, Georgia, a Paralympic city in its own right. And Cassie Mitchell, with a world record in her category, gets the silver. But gold to the United States. And Rachel Morrison, the world and Pan Am champion, and now Paralympic champion also. And a world record for her also, 13.09 meters. So the women's discus going to Rachel Morrison, 13.09. Cassie Mitchell's earlier effort had been a world record, but bested by Morrison, 12.87. And Ovsky, the bronze for Ukraine.
Now we move on to the men's shot put, F37 category here. This staged earlier on, and let's have a look at some of the highlights as we see Norbakov from Uzbekistan. They're having a good campaign, Uzbekistan, 29 years of age, and his season's best, 15.01, thrown in the second round. This was the third attempt, and that's better. That's certainly going to get over the 15.01, I would suggest. 15.17, and he held the bronze. Nedin Norbakov from the Ukraine. He was also a winner in the men's discus here in Rio, so he's having a terrific Paralympics. Here is Zhao Dong from China. Now he came in with a bronze in the discus, and he is also the world champion in the shot put with a throw of 15.94, and defending Paralympic champion, 16.06, fifth attempt, but it wasn't able to match this man from Lithuania, the 34-year-old Mindaugas Bilius, a personal best of 16.07. This was his fifth attempt. His previous best was 16.23, but he's blown it out of the ballpark. The 16.80, a 16.80, and that is a terrific throw, and that defeats the world champion by some 74 centimeters. and he's a pumped man, the gold medalist from Lithuania.
And with good reason, the first Lithuanian man to ever win a Paralympic gold. And it's their first since 2004 in any sport. Their fifth all-time. Bilius takes the honours, 16 meters 80. Jadong dethroned the silver, 16.06. Norbukov the bronze.
The men's long jump, a field of 15 started in the end. There was one withdrawal, and this really got the crowd up on their feet. This is Arnaud Ashamani from France. Now, it was in fourth position after 2 attempts. Wanting some assistance from the crowd, almost disrupted one of the heats of the 200 meters in the process. They've got the encouragement. The locals absolutely love this event tonight. And here is Ashamani, 31 years of age. He can jump over 7 meters. He was the long jump hero in Beijing with a gold medal and silver medalist in London. And you can add to that a bronze medal because he jumped 7 meters 11, a season's best, which brought him into third. And the 31-year-old remained in that position for the rest of the competition for the 6 rounds. So a bronze medal. Here's Wang Hao from China, 21 years of age now, was consistently jumping 7:08, 7:13, 7:19, 7:15, right around the same mark. But could he pull one out of the fire to take on Roderick Townsend-Roberts from the USA? That's a terrific leap. Look at the stunned look on his face. He can't believe he's pulled it out of the fire. And the reaction is absolutely priceless here. He says to his coach, I think we've gone a long way. Yes, we have. It becomes a reality. 7 meters 30, a Paralympic record for Wang Hao of China, put him in the lead. Threw down the challenge to Roderick Townsend-Roberts, the 24-year-old from the USA. A couple of minutes later, he saw the Paralympic record fall. Could he respond in fine style? Using his power, respond he did. In the end, the Paralympic record fell once more. 5th round, 7 meters 41, Paralympic record for the T46 classification, and the 24-year-old from the USA takes the gold medal. Went for about 2 victory laps. He loved every minute of it. And he won the gold for the USA. It was Roderick Townsend-Roberts, the gold medalist, 5th in the men's 100 meters. He's the high jump world champion, runner-up in this event in Doha last year, but goes one better in the Paralympic final. It was gold to the USA, silver China, France bronze.
Women's shot put F34. Seated cerebral palsy category. And a good standard set in this. Based in Dunedin. All the fine Kiwi Paralympians find themselves at one time or another. This is Jessica Hamill. 3 times she scored major championship silver medals, but never at the Paralympic Games. Twice at the World Championships and once at the Commonwealths. Originally from Invercargill. This the very first attempt at the competition for Hamill, and it would be her best. 7 meters 54. Pushing her ahead of Saida Amoudi in Morocco in 4th, who had an African record of 7 meters 52, but not enough to get her onto the podium. Well, Hamill in big contention for major medals for a while. It put her into 2nd place overall, but bronze ultimately. Lucina Kudobis, the European champion, claimed that in Grosseto. 30 8 years old from Wrocław, and also a sitting volley international. Her first attempt, 7 meters 81, had her ahead of Hamill. An A33 thrower at best. And that lifetime best coming this year, but 8 meters dead. Her best performance of the night, and that coming with a second throw. A solid effort from the pole. Well, the reaction will tell you she knew that a bit further was required. Followed that up with a 796, but even though it put her into the lead, a bit further would have been needed by Konobis. Zhao Lijuan's already done the double at the World Championships last year. Did the same at the Asian Games the year previous. The Javelin Paralympic champion for Rio 2016. Her very first attempt going out beyond the world record mark. 8 meters 75, and that more than good enough for the gold. She 2 more throws that would have done it in their own right, 850 and 848. But it's a world record and a gold for China. For Zhao Lijuan, 875, Konobis the silver for Poland, and Hamill the bronze for New Zealand. And that's our sign to head home for the night in Rio. We still haven't had a session here without a world record. 3 more days of track and field to go for Rio 2016. Until then, farewell.